Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I'm Nikki McCutchen, and I will be your host for this evening. We're so happy you're here. It is just such a blessing that we get to share this technology with people each and every day. We truly get to watch miracles happen in people's lives, and that's why I love it. That's why so many of us love it, because we have this amazing little tool that we can introduce somebody to, and they can get massive amounts of changes in what's going on with them. And so we are so very thankful. I'm going to start with our medical disclaimer. All of our technology is not intended to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any dis-ease. If you are pregnant or nursing or on medications, we always recommend that you check with your preferred healthcare practitioner first, just like you would with embarking on any type of new diet or exercise program as well. So with that, let's dive in. I wanted to kind of start with, I actually had a conversation with somebody today about peptides. He called me specifically wanting to understand peptides and what's out there, and the fact that they're all the rage, right? Everybody's talking about peptides. It's everything that's out there. You're hearing about peptides and what's going on, especially if you have some kind of health challenge. You may be looking at peptide injections to help with whatever that pain it might be. And the interesting thing is there, that a lot of them are really great, and they're definitely an option. They are, invasive. So you have to use an injection. They have to have some type of stabilizer in there to allow them, to be stable and then be able to be injected in your body. There's lots of things that can go wrong with different types of injections. They don't always work. They do work for a lot of people, but sometimes they don't work, especially dependent on the intention of the peptide as well. The other thing that's interesting is the way that they tell you that it's going to work, it doesn't actually work that way. So the intention is that it is turning on that peptide in your body that you are taking the injection for. But it doesn't actually work that way. It's why they usually make the injection at the site of pain, because then they're hoping that it's going to, be utilized in that area. But the thing is that anything that comes into the body exogenously, so from the outside in, a supplement, an injection, anything like that, your body actually breaks it apart and then it decides how to use it. Okay. It doesn't actually go back to the same form or in that same way to actually to turn on that peptide. Okay. It actually breaks it apart, and then it's going to use the different parts and pieces however it wants to. So you can get help for different things that would happen. They're also very expensive. So much more expensive than our technology, especially depending upon how it's prescribed. So it's a very fascinating market. The interesting thing is that this company, LifeWave, has been into peptides for 20 years now. So over 20 years. So people are thinking it's this brand new shiny thing, and we got to check this out. No, we have like 80 peptides in our body. And so that's the amazing thing, is that they're already there. And the cool thing about what our company has done is they've studied the way that the body is designed, and then they have chosen to use technology that can support that design. Okay, the way that God has designed us, it's going to support that. So there's never this hoping or wondering or anything like that. No, it's actually, this is how God's made it, and we're going to come behind that and support it. It's why people get a vast majority of results with whatever's going on with them with our technology, because when you turn on that from the base, foundationally, your own human peptides, when you turn those on, the body uses them the way it was designed to use them. There's no breaking apart. There's no trying to reconfigure or use it another way. No, that's how it was put there. And then it's going to be used the way God designed it. And so that's what's amazing, because it sidesteps all of those other things that we try to do as humans to come in and make something better than God can do, right? It's not possible. So it's supporting our own body's ability to turn those things back on. What's happening in our body is that as we age, our body those things stop working. Things stop working. A lot of people say, well, I'm just getting old. So it's just one of the, things of aging and what happens when you get old. Well, what if we don't have to? What if we can reset our body to a younger, healthier state? That's why David Schmidt has invented this technology, because he wants to give people an option to keep them as young and healthy for as long as God leaves us here on this earth, to feel good, to enjoy their everyday life. And so I love that philosophy. I love that that's what I get to be a part of telling people about. And I love that I get to support other people in taking back their own personal autonomy and being in charge of their health and valuing their health and doing the research, asking the questions, understanding what's going on in your body so that you can actually be in charge and understand how to support your body well. So this technology is FDA recognized and compliant as a general wellness product. It's actually a class 1 medical device. So basically meaning a Band-Aid. Okay. So it's non-transdermal, meaning there's nothing that's entering the body. It is why I like it so much. Again, because your body's not having to go through the digestive process. It's not having to, figure things out. It's not having to pull things apart, break them down, and then use them. No, it's just a light product. So when you step out into the sun hits your skin and your eyes, your body then is told to make vitamin D. That vitamin D then goes and does what it was already designed to do. It's not that the sun gives you vitamin D. It is the trigger. It is the light switch. It is the source that tells your body to work that way. This works exactly the same way, only you don't need the sun. You are the heat source. You are the light source. So our own infrared light. So think about night vision goggles. You're watching a movie. They're looking through night vision goggles and they're calling it a heat signature. So people's bodies, animals' bodies, and they're seeing all those different colors of light. So scientifically, it's low-grade infrared light. That's actually what's coming off of our body at every single place. That infrared light hits the center of this patch and is reflected back into the body at a very specific frequency, turning on GHK copper peptide. That peptide is known as the fountain of youth. That's what's so remarkable. It was found over 50 years ago in the body. There's 50 years of research on GHK copper peptide and what it does in the body. It just declines with age. By the time you're 30, you only have about half of your GHK copper peptide working. By the time you're 60, you only have about 10%. So when you can get that GHK copper peptide up and running, there's all kinds of amazing things that start to happen in the body. And I'm going to talk about just 5 of those here in a minute. But this is a, medical grade plastic that's on here. It's sealed on both sides. Again, non-transdermal, nothing's entering the body. Most people are used to a patch like a nicotine patch, a vitamin patch, a pain patch that's putting something into the body. This is sealed on both sides. So nothing is entering the body. It is completely hypoallergenic adhesive. So you know that you can be, safe with that as long as you're not allergic to Band-Aids. If you are allergic to Band-Aids, you just put it on your clothes. That's what's remarkable. So you just put it on your clothes instead. Again, why is that possible? Why can you do that? Because it's infrared light. Okay. We don't have to be on the skin because nothing is transferring. It can be right on the clothes and it will still reflect that light, turning on the peptide that needs to go to work and get busy. It has a 96% effectiveness rate. Okay. So like I said, the injections and things like that don't always work. This has been tested, has a 96% effectiveness rate. That is truly remarkable in the industry. Even supplementation, if you're getting over 30%, you're doing well. And that 30% is just, them knowing that it goes and it's working in the body and it does all of those things. There's no way for them to test each and every person to see how your body's going to digest it, how it's going to utilize it, if there's any breakdown in that process. And so that's what's amazing. This skips all of that. So this is extremely affordable. It's less than a cup of coffee a day. Like I said, those injections can be very expensive depending on which ones you're using. It's patented technology. We have over 250 patents. There's over 90 clinical studies. It is very scientifically backed and well researched. There's no product in the world that does what this does. Now, here's the really cool thing. We won the Biotech Stem Cell Innovation of the Year Award with the combination of our X39 patch and our Stellargize supplementation. So that is a very unique award because what that says is that this supports and gets up and running our stem cells. Okay, that's one of the things that GHK copper peptide does. When that is supported properly or when that is working properly and turned on, it then can get stem cells up and running and regenerative. So I know before we got on the call tonight, we were talking about Sean or with his inflammation. And so over over time, that inflammation is going to come back down. That's one of the things GHK copper peptide does, is it reduces inflammation across the body by 30%. So think about that for a second. If you have something turned on in your body, or day after day, week after week, month after month, your body now has the ability to bring inflammation down in your body. Then as you wear that over time, that's going to have a compounding effect, which is truly remarkable. So that's why over time, the inflammation comes down, the discomfort starts to go away, and you feel better. You feel better, you get better sleep, you have more energy, you're able to do things you enjoy because you don't have that issue anymore. That's going to take time of those stem cells regenerating the area, and the combination of having the inflammation be brought down is truly a dynamic duo for those two things to be working together on behalf of your own body. And your own body's doing what it was designed to do. What it did when it was in its 20s, it already did all that. It's just all these things stop working for us as we age. And so now we have access to a technology where we can say, I can still feel good when I'm 40, when I'm 50. I can still do things I want to do with my family, with my grandkids. Whatever you want to do in life, you now have the ability to use something that's so affordable and so simple to use each and every day. What, like 2 seconds? Pop that on your body and go on about your day and let your body take care of the rest. That's what our body was designed to do when it's given the right tools. So this can be placed anywhere on the body, but you can place it right on areas of discomfort, or there are clinically tested spots you can use as well. So that booklet will come once you place your order and tell you what those are. So I talked about the combination of these two, getting those stem cells up and running, supporting the body. You don't have to use this. This is just something that makes sure you have all the nutrients you need in your body so that this can work optimally at the optimal level that it possibly can. And so you have your electrolytes, you have some amino acids, you have the proper balance of copper and zinc. Those are all things that people could be low on. And so it can cause this technology to take longer. Not that it's not working, that GHK isn't getting up and running in the body. It's just that it can take longer when it's struggling because it doesn't have the right nutrients that your body needs to have that work as optimally as possible. So that's why this won the Stem Cell Innovation of the Award, and why it's so amazing together. So your cardiovascular system, it helps your entire heart. So everything going on with your heart, the blood pressure, the lining of your blood vessels, the ability to pump, all of those things, it's going to support all of that. Your collagen. So your collagen is not just hair, skin, and nails, although most people think that's what it is, but it actually is the glue that holds all of your body together. So the lining of your organs, your fascia, your tendons, your ligaments, everything in the body is held together by collagen. So you can see why this is such a powerhouse combination, because now when you get those stem cells up and running, and then you also get the collagen working together, it's why across the board people will have such phenomenal responses in what's going on with them. Your brain. So for me, at about 6 weeks, my brain fog left. I was thinking clearer. I was recalling things that I struggled to recall. I used to forget people's names. I used to forget conversations. When I was younger, I didn't forget anything. I remembered all those things. That all came back for me at about 6 weeks. So that alone and the boost in my energy, so I wasn't so tired all of the time, were huge. That was enough for me to never stop wearing this technology. So truly remarkable in that way as well. Supporting your immune system. Anything you have going on with you, any kind of illness, disease that's going on with you, that has to do with your immune system not being able to handle the toxic burden that it's under. And so to have that support of that immune system is truly remarkable. Not to mention just the daily ins and outs, the colds, the coughs, all of those things to help our body be supported in that way. So it's really, when you think about the return on your investment with this technology, less than a cup of coffee a day, just those 5 things that I just went over, for you to have your body supported in such a simple way. Pop this patch on, go on about my day. My body is now able to regenerate, to bring down inflammation, to restore, to clear out, to have my body, lymphatic system moving properly. My body's talking to each other. Again, the ROI on this is, I don't know how you put a price on that, actually. I do not know how you put a price on that. Like the things that people pay for to get their bodies to do, those 5 things that we talked about, easily, like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, who knows how many hundreds of dollars. I can't even tell you all the amount of technology I have in my house just to support my body's ability to detoxify, my body's ability for my circulatory system and for my blood to pump, to move quicker through my veins. Okay, for that to happen so that oxygen is delivered to every single part of my body better and faster, and more effectively. PMF mat. So getting all of the right hertz, moving through my body so that my body will have the right frequencies to be able to. Red light therapy. I mean, I have multiple red light therapy devices, y'all. So when I'm just talking about just the health technologies that I have in my house, okay, that I actually have to take time. I have to take time. All of those things take time, okay? An hour, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it is. Okay. All of those take time for me to be stationary and utilize those opportunities to help to support my health. What does this take? 1 second. Move on about my day. I've got red light therapy. I've got peptide therapy. I've got stem cell therapy happening in my body just by having GHK copper peptide active and working the way that it was designed to work in my body. And I go on about each and every day, and my body is now having support, being able to detoxify, being able to have movement, being able to regenerate, all of the amazing things. Again, ROI. Okay. If I had to get rid of every single, like if I could only choose one technology that I have out of all of what I have in my house, this would be it. This would be it. It allows me to do everything else that I want in my life. It brought my brain back. It brought my energy back. Okay. It brought my body back. I had broken pieces that were not working. All right. That it was like, I couldn't go and do the things that I wanted to do. Had pain for 6 months and 5 months and going to the chiropractor weekly. And because of my age, I'm just stagnated. I'm just staying. I mean, I'm just keeping level and having to modify every single thing that I do. After a month of this technology, so the 4 things that you had on your body, Sean, those 4 things for me, everybody's going to be different, right? I don't know. I mean, I do a lot of health stuff. I do a lot of trying to make sure that my body is operating optimally. After a month, my shoulder and my elbow were completely regenerated. I went back to working out like I had 5 months prior, as if I didn't miss a beat. Okay, so that's why you want this compounding effect to start happening in your body. I had back issues as well. And those all that took probably it was at 11 months. So that took 11 months of when I would, I would have an issue come up, but it didn't stop me. When I had back issues before, I would be stopped for 30 days, every single time for years. Every single time, 30 days for me to get back to where I was before and back into the things that I enjoyed to do because my back would go out so bad. All of that stopped at about 11 months. Okay. And then it never came back that way. So you want that compounding effect to be happening in your body. Okay. Once those things happen, there's some of the patches that you're wearing, Sean, you don't have to wear anymore. Like you can just wear this patch. That's what's amazing. So you can just wear this one. If your inflammation has come down, if you no longer have, discomfort, to where you're needing to be able to move in your life. So that's what's truly remarkable. Hydration. We talked about that as well. Hydration is key to every single thing in your body working right. Every system, every function, everything needs hydration. Okay. We have an amazing technology in the X2O because most people struggle with their hydration. Why? Because our world is so extremely toxic. Our world is toxic today. And so our body's ability, our cells' ability to receive that hydration is very difficult. So we have amazing technology that now has figured out, again, using your own body, using light. Again, light is amazing. Y'all go to the Bible, read the verses about light. Light is amazing. Jesus is the light of the world. We are the light of the world. Light is important. Light that comes from our sun. It makes everything work. It makes everything grow. It's beautiful and amazing, and it makes people happy. Why do you think there's a sundowner syndrome where in the winter people aren't happy and they struggle because there's not enough light? Okay, so we need the light. The light has been given to us for our benefit. So truly remarkable. That's happening with our water technology, our bodies being able to get hydrated. So, drink, you want to drink half your body weight in ounces. The best way to do that is a great big gulp every, 15 to 30 minutes throughout the day, like one big gulp. So here we go. Big gulp of water. Go on about for another 30 minutes. Just start carrying that water with you. Anyway, hydration is key. And thankfully now we have a technology that helps people that struggle with their ability to be hydrated. So what questions can I answer for you tonight? People do ask me, how long do I have to wear this? I've been wearing this for over 3 years now. Why would I stop? Because here's the deal. When you stop wearing this technology, your body just goes back into what we were already given, what we had before we had the technology. That's the natural body's aging process. Okay. I don't want to go back there. I'm not going back there. Like, we're going forward. Like, I'm going forward and enjoying my life, having energy, being able to think clear, being able to remember things. That is valuable. That brings me value. Yes, Leslie, what can I answer for you?
Sorry, I had to find my unmute.
You're good.
Um, um, if both the energy enhancer and the ice wave are two patch systems, so could somebody wear an energy enhancer like on their temples or their neck for 12 hours and then put it in a different location for the next 12 hours? Or
So
is it best to do like energy enhancer 12 hours and then ice wave 12 hours maybe to still get that but double patch system working in their body?
yes. Okay. So there's a couple of different of ways, to think about this. And let me just go at it from this angle. So I have a Bachelor of Science in Wellness. So I've been in the health sphere, you know, basically my whole life. I was an athlete as a kid. I started very young, playground, play every single sport at recess, like whatever. Give me a bat, give me a ball, give me let me run, like whatever it is. So I've always pursued health and things, with activity. And so I went at it. I did personal training. I coached multiple sports for several years. So very much have that background. So when we're talking about like how to use the ice wave and the energy enhancer. So I've heard multiple things from different doctors. So I actually work with a lot of practitioners with this technology too. So you're going to have different ideas on that. So especially because those two patch systems, they work differently than our regular, just single patches, because all of the single patches for the most part are turning on a peptide in the body. But those are working on a different system. So technically, all right, the way you want to think about it is 12 hours on, 12 hours off. That's every patch that we use. I would say that's true with ice wave and energy enhancer as well. There are definitely practitioners that advise with that. I think that's what comes down from the company as well. One way to utilize it so that you could get a longer period of time is you could do energy enhancer during the day, and you could do ice wave at night if someone is in a lot of pain, because a lot of times discomfort can be eased by the energy enhancer as well. I have people do that all the time. I wear my energy enhancer that way every single day on my low back. So Sean, even though I don't really have back pain anymore, I am utilizing that to try to prevent, because when you've had pain like I've had, you don't ever want to experience that again. So I just preemptively patch. So I wear my energy enhancer on my back during the day. I wear it a little bit lower, closer to where my pain line is. And then at night, I put on the ice wave a little bit higher on each side of my spine. And then I sleep in the ice wave. So that's how I use it. So I can get, in my, mind, that protection from ever having that kind of pain again, just to keep that area as safe as possible. So that's how I utilize the two. Now, if you're just using it for a short amount of time, you could go ahead and you could do, the ice wave for 24 hours. Let's say if you're going to do it for 3 days, you had surgery, you need to, try to have some help through coming out of that surgery. Maybe you want to go ahead and utilize that and go ahead and move it a little bit for 3 days or so, and then, take a break and go to the energy enhancer and the ice wave, 12 on, 12 off, for each of them. So I've heard many different scenarios. Because you just don't want your body to get used to the signal. With the ice wave, it's breaking a pain frequency. With the energy enhancer, it's turning on beta oxidation. The reason that people get pain relief with the energy enhancer is because it's moving the lymphatic system. So when we have pain in our body, it is stagnation. Something is stuck. Fluid is stuck and it's not moving. So turning on that beta oxidation, allowing the lymphatic system to pump, gets that stagnation to move. So it's why there is reduction in discomfort with the energy enhancer. Whereas the ice wave is working on being able to just break that pain frequency in the body. And again, ice wave is just on an as needed basis. So did that answer your question very well, Leslie?
Yeah, I think that helps. I was asking for that person that has the spinal fluid buildup. And I want to
Oh,
be sure I do the
yeah,
X39 probably during the day, and I was thinking Eon at night, possibly,
absolutely.
so he could have both patches, so he could have patches on 24 hours a day, I'm hoping.
Yep. I think that's great. Yeah. And if they need, if the pain is too great, you can do 2 sets of ice wave, and then 2 sets of energy enhancer. So
Oh,
th-
okay,
you can
okay.
always use two, even if it's like in one area, and
Uh-huh.
you do like a box.
Okay.
Yeah. And if Vicky has any ads for that, that would be great too. But yeah,
I
just making
would
sure.
I
Go.
would
Yes.
add in a glutathione for sure.
Mhm.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
helps a lot when you have that on the bones.
Mhm.
Okay, now what
Because
did you
there's
say?
always what people have to understand, there's always toxic buildup. There is toxic buildup if you have stagnation in your body. So glutathione is the master antioxidant, the peptide, the tripeptide that
Yeah.
allows each and every cell to detoxify.
Okay.
So yeah, yes, Sean, how can we help you?
So just playing the devil's advocate
Fantastic.
so they diagnosed me with degenerative disc disease.
Mhm.
So the only way I ever am going to get better is to rebuild my discs because they've flattened out. I've had 2 back surgeries. So I just wondered if you've ever had people that have had like MRIs to show like regrowth of your disc because they say that's impossible once they've deflated.
Right. So, yes, so we cannot, any type of diagnosed condition, we can't tell people that it treats any of that. Now, Ed should have a picture that he can send you along with the video that talks about people that have had benefits who have conditions like that, who it has remarkably helped. So, for their body to have the support that it needs. So, yeah, and any type of, even like with any type of surgery like that, having that scar tissue buildup, GHK copper peptide helps to remodel scar tissue. So it's going to help that because scar tissue creates blockages in the body as well. So it doesn't talk to each other as well too. So yes. So yeah, if you guys, Pastor Ed and Vicky, if you will get him that the video, if you don't know what I'm talking about, reach out to me and I'll send it to you. But yeah, you'll be very anxious to see like before and after x-rays that we've seen with people that are working with doctors, that the doctors are using this technology on their patients to just help with everything that's going on in their body and some things like that. And they were very, very pleasantly surprised. So yeah.
Yeah,
Any
because
other? No, go ahead.
I was just going to say basically the next step they always told me was a spinal fusion, which I don't want to pursue. I've already had 2 decompressions, and a spinal fusion not only comes with a lot of risk, but also decreases your mobility. So it doesn't make you better. It actually minimizes your mobility because your spine is fused together. So
Yeah. 100%. And I think you're very wise to want to avoid that at all costs. So I would definitely say do some research. Pastor Ed and Vicky, when Nicole comes up there, you need to have Sean. Sean needs to be one of the people that come over and get a treatment from Nicole. So
Amen.
just, yeah, so that she can also explain to you, again, it's allowing your body to be able to talk to each other and get things moving, so that it will work properly and do what it needs to do. So, and having that team, developing a team of people that can help you and give you other potential options. I would say, definitely look into the research on who else is in your area, that could help do some other things from that perspective that, so again, and part of it's knowledge, right? So getting the knowledge behind how you can avoid, getting a total fusion, to doing some of those things. And so, definitely, put on your research hat and start reaching out to practitioners, asking questions. There's got to be specialty chiropractors and holistic health providers. And it's amazing the technology that's out there today that we can have access to, so that hopefully we can avoid some of those things, along with support our body's ability to rebuild. So yeah, hope that's helpful.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Anybody else? Diane, I will send it to you. Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you all so much for being on here tonight. I don't want to take any more of your time. Definitely get back to the person who invited you to the call. Tell them that you're ready to get started. Don't wait, especially when you have things in your body that are needing support and needing to regenerate. Here's the deal. Is there anything else in your life that is giving your body the opportunity to actually regenerate itself? Is there anything else? So if there's not, if you're not doing any of those things, this is the way you do that. This is how you do that, simply, affordably. And so please get started as soon as possible, especially if the list of ailments is really long, of the things going on with you. Don't wait. Let the technology have the time it needs to support your body, so your body can do what it was designed to do. So with that, get back to the person who invited you. My website is embraceoptimalhealth.com if you want to go there and find out more information as well. So we also have patchtheway.com. So we've got some great websites out there to give you more information. But with that, we pray blessing over each and every one of you. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for coming.
Good night. Great job. Prayers for Sean, and you look great, Nikki.
Good
Oh,
night.
thank
God
you so
bless.
much. God
Bye.
bless.